I'll have it on in the background.
I listen to it every morning on the way to work. In terms of obviously when I'm at work, I tend to listen to the radio.
I listen to radio pretty much every day.
Just listen to it, just something else to do, so I haven't got everyday sound.
Radio is a big part of today's society. It's as much part of our morning routine as a cup of tea and a bowl of cereal. Over the years, radio has grown and grown in popularity. This is the case with community radio. Community radio is a vital part to communities all around the country with over 50 different stations around the UK. Community radio is so much more than playing records. It's about society bringing people together and making a difference to people's lives. Leitch FM, a community radio station based in a deprived area in Chester, is a fantastic example of this.
Leitch FM is a part of Leitch Community Development Trust, and Leitch Community Development Trust have kind of been the pioneers of running this project, which ran from the Leitch estate and broadcast across the community. Lots of people got involved, and everybody really liked it, and it's grown from there. Heard about it, and I thought that sounds interesting, so I went along and I met some really nice people that were involved as volunteers, and some of the staff that were running it. And I thought, I really like this, and I decided to start volunteering and helping out and behind the scenes, and I got the bug, I guess, for radio, for community radio more specifically. It helps the community in a variety of ways. It helps, it's helpful to people that listen to it because we can put information out into the community about services and activities, things that other local charities are doing. It helps people because there's free training and there's voluntary opportunities, and there's the people have got access to a radio studio. They can more or less sort of come in off the street and say that they're interested, and we can get them signed up and we can train them, and they can learn a whole load of skills, and they can build confidence and self-esteem. Radio is such a broad and kind of malleable tool, I suppose, to engage with people in the community, and something that there's something within it for everybody, really. There's a range of things and ways that it can help people, and I think bringing people together and giving people the chance to collaborate on things and meet like-minded people can help people a great deal. Coming on to a radio studio, producing and presenting your own show is no small thing, and a lot of people, when they first come here, they don't believe that they can do that, and then within a few short weeks, or even less than that in some cases, people realise they can do radio, and there's a whole lot of benefits that gives them personally.
Experts highly recommend starting off in community radio.
I mean, it's down to the presenter, obviously. Sometimes you get a letter of somebody who's having a lot of trouble, and is asking for a little bit of help. And just the fact that you've read the letter out and sympathised with them means something to them. It shows you that somebody there is interested in them. And just for instance, I've just got a letter from somebody who said to me that his mum has listened to me for 40 years, and all she ever talks about during the day is what was on the Billy Butler show. And she passed away last week, and he said, could you come to the funeral, even though you've never met her? We would be so pleased if you could come to the funeral. It would mean a lot to us. So I'm going to go along to that. And that's very touching, the fact that you can have that much influence on someone's life.
Radio, people can ring up and speak to me, and I can say, I got a call from Moira from Kirby, or Jean rang from Old Swan. It's instant and it's personal. I think there's one lady that comes to mind. Her husband died several years ago, and she sort of saw me as a friend. I've never met the lady to this day, but she said the programme kept her going.
From the mouth of successful BBC radio presenters Billy Butler himself, community radio really does help radio lovers not only develop confidence, teamwork and social skills, but also helps in radio lovers making the leap from community to commercial or national radio. This is further evidence when we chat to Leitch FM's community radio volunteers, Jack.
I had a employment support officer from the local council come in and show me voluntary projects around the county, and I gave her my thoughts as to what I wanted to do and what kind of work I'd be interested in, and Leitch FM was one of the things she mentioned, and so we decided to give it a go. And so she came round another day. She took me to the place where Leitch FM used to be, the leisure centre in her car, and she took me there, and we got to saw other volunteers doing editing stuff or even doing a show there. But she's been really helpful to me, and that's how I began starting to go to HFM. It took me again and again in a car, and then when I was confident enough, we took the bus there together. Station for me, on my own. I didn't even want to leave the house, to be honest. I suffer a lot with a lot of social anxieties, and doing voluntary work helps me improve my social abilities, as well as using public transport, and they've certainly improved over the years whilst doing all this, and I'm just thankful for HFM. Learning new things media-wise, like editing shows, editing audio files, well, mostly editing, but also more communication skills, and building more confidence, and all the people there are just really, really supportive. Through my first webcast, I was absolutely nerve-stricken. It helps people with some social problems that they have. And like me, I struggle with confidence. I mean, sometimes I struggle to even get the bus. Well, that was way before I even started. I was really nervous getting the bus to Leitch. Now it's just like become second nature there. I know exactly where to go and what's going to happen, and nothing's going to mess up. I think I would be probably still wandering about looking for other voluntary projects. I've definitely improved socially. I hated being around other people before I went to Leitch. And I really struggled to meet new people or even talk to them. And I still do, to be honest, but I've improved over the years there, and they've really helped me. A better person. Socially. I was walking back and down the corridor, saying, oh God, am I going to do this right? Am I going to get into trouble for doing something wrong? That's what I was like. I was nerve-stricken. I would recommend HFM to anyone. Definitely good for the community. I mean, people who want to learn more about their local community and will get that opportunity to learn more through their local community radio station. It's just great project to get involved in. You meet new people, you get to learn new things. It is definitely an awesome project for the local community.
To sum up community radio, it is all about working as part of a team, learning new social skills and building up confidence, as this is exactly what Leitch FM intends to do.
I always had a love for music, and actually, even when I was little, I used to go to sleep actually listening to the radio when my mum and dad weren't in. I'd put the headphones in. But even now, when I still listen to certain radio DJs, somebody who wants to DJ themselves as well, it inspires me to do more and potentially think that there's more out there as a career for me in the future. There was a particular presenter that's still on Radio 1 that he went from being just a backstreet DJ to actually now being one of the presenters on the main show. So I think that rang true to me. It wasn't a particular story, but his story as his journey as to where he's got where he was rang true to me, because it just proves that ordinary people who may have been in community radio or local radio stations can make it bigger and make it better. Being part of Leitch FM has really brought me out of my shell. It was the main reason, as well as the topical show that we do, being an LGBT radio show that we do. It also I wanted to do it for a personal reason, that presenting isn't something I feel I do naturally. Chester Pride happened on the 3rd of October last year, and myself and the other presenter on the show I do actually stood up in front of 6,000 people on a stage and actually presented to them as one of the hosts for Chester Pride. So would that be something I had ever done before? Probably not. So it's given me opportunities by being on that, but also given me the confidence to actually stand up there and do something like that.
I was in a part of my life where I had nothing to do, and I felt a bit low, and I felt that I needed to leave the house and do something and feel active. I seen on the bus stop that my local station was looking for people to come and help, and I thought, why not? Well, I honestly can say if it wasn't for Leitch FM and the community radio, I'd probably still be on my bum, on the dole, not doing anything. Since joining this radio station, I got the skills that I needed to do to advance into higher education. I am now studying a degree in broadcasting journalism, and none of that would have been possible at all if I didn't get off my bum and decide that I wanted to look into the world of radio. When I first walked into the doors of this community radio station 6 years ago, I was quiet, I was shy, I had zero confidence, and throughout the years I gained, I think I gained self-esteem, and I trusted myself more, and I started to believe that I could do stuff. I started off having a nighttime hour show, and then over the years it progressed. I got a 2-hour show, and then I got 2 2-hour shows, and then eventually I ended up on the breakfast show, 3 hours, with myself and my best friend, which is, it's great to have somebody there that I know. And yeah, that's another thing actually, my best friend wouldn't be my best friend if it wasn't for HFM. I would 100% tell you to go and do it, and don't look back.
So there you have it. From this documentary, we have learned that radio is so much more than just music in the background, but that music can, in fact, bring a community together and help the whole community. Radio can professionally help people to get a successful career, and can also help people personally by developing their confidence, teamwork, and social skills. It's wonderful that radio has the power to help people so much. That's what radio is all about.